Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Sorrell, Plant Spirit Medicine Woman, and I want to guide you on a journey to connect with your ancient ancestors. So this is not the people that we remember who have passed over before us, but those way, way back, maybe even 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, when woolly mammoths were still roaming the lands. And for that purpose, I'm inviting you to share some cacao with me, and that's optional, of course. If you prefer something else, make sure you're fully hydrated for this experience, because we're going to be working with the gongs. We're going to be doing this in a ceremonial style, weaving in the Mayan medicine wheel, and I'll be guiding you through these shamanic practices so that you're safe, so you're protected, and to potentiate the possibility of you having a shamanic vision. So let me guide you through the whole practice. If you've got your cacao on the side, just keeping it warm for a few minutes while we cleanse our energy field and prepare ourselves for these practices that we're going to work with today. First of all, we're going to cleanse. So if I move my little stool to the side, I'm going to stand up and guide you through this process. We are going to cleanse the 3 layers of our energy field. Starting with our heart chakra, we place our hands in front of our heart, almost in prayer position, but just a little bit cupped so that we have room to collect the love and the light that's going to pour out of our heart as we activate it, inviting that energy to flow. It flows out of this portal in a clockwise direction, allowing that energy to flow into our hands. You might want to imagine it like a beautiful colour, pink or green is traditional. Scooping that energy up over your head and then allowing yourself to share that energy with the entire universe. We thank the universe for also showering us with love and light, which is always available to us. It's just up to us to open up to receive that. The love and light comes into our arms, and our arms become like a giant goblet. We receive that love and light, and then we bring that love and light from the universe all the way over our energy field. So this is cleansing the outside of our aura. Imagine you're being washed around the bubble of energy that surrounds you, cleansing away any energies which have been projected onto you or have got stuck to you as you've been passing through different environments where there's been sticky energy. And then giving that to the earth. We give it to Mama Earth, and she takes it away and she composts it down into something nourishing again. The same way she does that to our banana skins and the food we chuck on the compost heap. So thank you, Mama. Coming back to our hearts. From the heart space, we allow that to activate and open and pour love and light into our hands. Scooping that up, we share it with the universe. The universe showers us with love and light, and as we collect that love and light into our arms, we now bring it into the next layer. It represents our emotions, so we're cleansing the layer between the outside of our energy field, the aura, and the skin. And as we cleanse our emotions, we're just cleansing away any anxiety, any depression, any sticky anger or rage or shame or anything which doesn't feel good. If an emotion doesn't feel good, release it, let it go. Sounds easy. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, but this is one way we can begin that process of releasing. And thank Mother Earth for taking those heavy energies away and compost them. Now we're going to come back to our heart, and we're going to do the physical layer. As we come to our heart space, activating that energy, allowing it to pour into our hands. Scooping that energy up over our heads, releasing it into the universe with gratitude for all the universe shares with us as it allows us to receive love and light now, or we allow ourselves to receive that love and light. And now we're going to bring that giant ball, that goblet full of love and light all the way through the physical body. Now, a physical body is also made of energy, and we're cleansing the energy of the physical now. All the way through the meridians, the chakras, the cells, and the spaces in between, all the way down to the ground. Thank you, Mama Earth, for taking that energy away. Thank you so much for the nourishment that you bring. Thank you. And we come back shielded and protected and cleansed, ready to call in the directions. So if you have a cup of cacao, then you want to hold it in your hands now. If not, you can just do this, tuning in with your heart and your mind into the directions that we're connecting with. Now, I like to begin in the east where the sun rises. It is traditional in the main way to begin in the south, but I started my shamanic work many years ago working with Native American teachings, and so I'm still a little bit stuck in that method of calling in the directions beginning in the east. It really doesn't matter as long as you remember to say hello and welcome everybody in, and offer them a little bit of your cacao if you're sharing cacao with us today. Calling in our friends in the east, so you might want to face the east direction as I am now, and calling in the light of the dawn and the rising sun, calling in the fire element, calling in condor and eagle to guide us and protect us today. Please hear our intentions to connect with our ancient ancestors, to hear their wisdom, to allow them to guide us, to heal us where possible, so that we can continue on the path of evolving humanity to be the best that it can be, so that we can all live in harmony collectively. We welcome you and we share our cacao with you. Aho. Connecting now with our friends in the south direction. You might want to face the south if you know where you are in time and space, in the south. And calling in our friends in the south, the water, the flow of life, the day and the warmth of the sun. Calling in the spirit of Snake. Snake teaches us to release the past the way that she so easily sheds her skin. She also reminds us how to walk heartbeat to heartbeat with our Mother Earth herself, so that we can live in harmony with all our relations on Earth, as the Earth keepers we are born to be. We welcome you and we share our cacao with you. Oh. Connecting with our friends in the west now. We are calling on the dusk and the setting sun. We are calling on the earth and the fertility of life. We are calling on Mama Jaguar. Please guide us in the darkness today. Please connect us to any shadow parts of ourselves, of our ancestral lineage that we might need to see. Bringing them into the light so we can heal and so we can integrate. Help us to know the gifts that we also have in our ancestral lineage, that we have available to us, and help them bring them home. We welcome you and we share our cacao with you. Aho. Now connecting in with the north direction. We connect in with the night, the bright moon shining, the air and clarity of thought. We connect in with our ancestors in this direction, those past before us and those yet to be born. We connect in with Hummingbird. Hummingbird, please teach us how to trust this path that we're on this lifetime, and connect in with the past lifetimes that our ancestors have lived. Please remind us also to only drink the sweetest nectar, to only accept the best in our lives, and to trust that we will come home to these dreams that we're daring to dream of peace and love and harmony and unity. We welcome you and we share our cacao with you. And now we turn to the ground beneath our feet and we connect in with all our earth relations. We want to welcome in Mother Earth. Thank you, Mama Earth, for this wonderful cacao that you're sharing with us. Thank you for all the plants, all of their medicine, all of the stone people, the animal spirits, the furry, the feather, the fin, the creepy crawly ones, the slithery slimy ones. We welcome in our mushroom friends. We welcome in our relations on the earth plane, visible and invisible. We welcome you and share our cacao with you. Oh. Connecting in now with the sky. Thank you, Father Sky, for the breath of life, the winds of change, the blue skies and the grey, and for protecting this beautiful planet from the void of space, bringing us the breath of life within this atmosphere that you've created. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We share our cacao with you. We also connect in and share our cacao with our grandmother Moon, our grandfather Sun, and the star nations. We welcome you all, and we welcome in Great Spirit. You who have 1,000 names and yet are still the unnameable one. Please help us to connect into the matrix throughout time, to connect with the spirit of our ancient ancestors, so that we can hear their words, we can sense their heartbeats connecting to ours, and remember what gifts and teachings they have to share with us, the wisdom that they carry, that we may have once forgotten. We welcome you and we share our cacao with you, Great Spirit. Okay, now if you're drinking cacao, please enjoy your cacao and share it with yourselves. I have already drunk some cacao so that I can continue to talk while you are enjoying yours. And I want to share with you the journey that we're going to be going on Partly because sometimes when we do this work, we can drift a little bit, and that's just natural. That's the state of awareness we go into, because as we are going into a shamanic trance state, it's just like meditation, it's just like hypnosis, it's just like relaxation. We have our eyes closed, we begin to daydream a little bit, and sometimes we can drift off. So if I explain to you now the journey we're on, just in case you drift, then you can go, oh yeah, I remember where I'm supposed to be next. And then you can catch up with the journey. When we are going into a shamanic trance state, it is very much like drifting into sleep, in that we go from our beta consciousness, our everyday consciousness, which you are in with me now, and then we go into the alpha, the delta, the theta states of consciousness, which lead us to sleep. We want to stay awake. It's okay if you do fall asleep. I trust that your subconscious mind is journeying with us. We'll do any work, and spirit is guiding you as well and listening to you and communicating with you in whatever subtle ways it needs to. Or maybe you just need a really good rest today, and that's also okay. The gongs will be guiding us as well, and the gongs all play lots of different sounds all at once, so it helps to calm down our monkey mind, our left brain, our chatty brain, so that our creative brain and our visualization processes can activate more clearly. Now, saying that, not all of us are actually visual. Some of us tend to sense things more in the body. We're more kinesthetic, more somatic. Some of us tend to have more aha moments in the brain, like a knowing, a sudden awareness of clarity can come through. Some of us, it's more auditory. We might hear voices, get messages in that way. Whatever comes through, whether you hear messages, whether you see things, whether you sense things, trust that you are receiving the information in whatever way is right for you to digest. Things can come through very symbolically as well, a bit like a dream, so it might not make sense immediately, but write down all your messages if you journal afterwards, and then you can dissect them. Particularly if animal spirits come through for you, then it's good to look up what that animal spirit does for you, and collectively what the spiritual archetypal meaning of that animal might be for you. So we're going to go on a journey to meet our ancestors today, and it's going to be a visualization process. I am not going to take you into a different realm. This is a way of perceiving reality that the shamans use to make sense of how we journey into spirit. So our consciousness, we're still fully present in this reality, our bodies are here, and when we go into a different conscious state, then our mind can travel into the upper realm or the lower realm, or stay in this middle realm. I'm going to keep us in the middle realm today. And when we go into the lower realm, we often perceive lots of animal spirits. We might come across shadow parts of ourselves, our subconscious, that we weren't potentially aware of before. We become more conscious of who we are and the stories that we're holding. When we go into the upper realms, it's more about our higher selves, our future, and the knowledge of all time, so our infinite soul's perspective of reality, and also our angels and our soul tribe can be found up there. So these are the different ways, philosophical understandings or descriptions of the different layers of reality. But in truth, there is no separation. It's all one. It's just a way of describing it. So I'll be describing to you today a journey where we are imagining a little white light in our mind, like representing our consciousness, and it's going to leave the top of our heads. It's going to go on a journey to a forest. When we land in that forest, there'll be a pathway leading through an ancient forest. Then we will find ourselves in a clearing where there'll be a round house. When we step into that round house, there'll be a fire in the middle, and then we're going to call for our ancient ancestor to come. It doesn't matter what time you go to. That's not really important. I will encourage you to go way back through time, but we are just going back as far as you need to connect to an ancestor that is relevant for your journey. And the ancestor that will come through for you today will be someone who can help you with whatever stage you're at this lifetime. Which leads me to the idea of setting an intention within the ceremony. We have already set the intention that we're going to journey to meet our ancestors. However, I want you to tune into what's going on for you at the moment. Do you need any assistance in any way? Are you choosing which path to go down? Do I take this path? Do I take this path? Are you wondering what your unique gift is to bring into this lifetime, as we all have a unique gift to share with each other? Are you wondering a certain question about how to heal your life in a certain way? If you have any questions, then you can take them into the journey today. There will be time for you to have conversations with your ancestor or ancestors, whoever comes through today. Then I will guide you back at the end of the journey, after giving you some free time within that space for you to explore your connection and see what comes through. I also want you to completely let go of any expectation of what might happen, so that you can just be in a place to receive whatever magic, whatever medicine is meant for you today. And sometimes nothing comes through the first time we do a shamanic journey. So if you're very new to this process, don't worry, just keep trying, and it does evolve, it does get easier. And I've been doing this work for 30 odd years, and sometimes I have good days and sometimes I have bad days. It doesn't always feel really clear, and I have to go back another time if I want to get those answers, get those messages when, I don't know, things are, maybe my brain is a little bit more capable of receiving those messages in the way that I want to receive them. Okay. So I'm ready to begin. It looks time-wise like you should have had enough time to drink your cacao. So let's start now by finding a really comfortable position. And if you want to, you can darken the room, or you might like to wear a blindfold or a little eye mask to darken your eyes. And I'm going to start working with the gongs to activate the gongs and to help our minds start to relax. So as the gongs start to tune up and make noises and sing for us, then I want you to tune into your body to start with, and find a really comfy position, whether it's sitting up supported or lying down. I want you also to start taking some long, deep breaths. And allow those breaths to come all the way into your chest, all the way into your back, all the way into your tummy. Really beautiful long deep breaths. This will also assist the magical medicine of cacao to start weaving its way through from your digestive system into your lymphatic system, into your bloodstream, so it's touching every cell of your body, activating your consciousness as it moves through the blood-brain barrier as well, connects you up, all the nerves in the mind starts to activate more clearly, so your shamanic brain starts to wake up after a cup of cacao. We become more awake, more aware. Now as we relax through the body, relaxing the eyes and the muscles around the eyes, relaxing the forehead, relaxing the cheeks and the jaw and the mouth and the tongue, relaxing into the neck and the shoulders, and softening now all the way down through the shoulders and into the arms, the hands and the fingers, letting them go really loose and limp. Relaxing further now into the back, just softening and allowing your back to rest and settle, finding a comfortable position. Relaxing into your chest and allowing your chest to expand fully when you breathe in. And just release with ease as you breathe out. Perhaps you'd like to imagine that you're breathing in peace and relaxation, and breathing out love and harmony for all. Relaxing further now through the torso into the lower abdomen and the lower back. Just softening, and now through the pelvis into the hips and the thighs, now joining in, relaxing the thighs, relaxing the calves, the shins, the ankles, the feet and the toes. That's really good. Now our bodies are softening and relaxing more fully. We can start to activate our mind and our third eye consciousness. And to do this, I'd like you to imagine that your mind is completely empty, like the void of space, apart from a little tiny star. That little white star looks like a shooting star far away in the distance that's coming towards you, and it begins to get bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter until it expands into the whole of your mind. the shoulders, melting any tension that's been there. Now down into the arms, hands and fingers. Now melting down into the back, the chest, through all the organs of the body, just releasing any tension that's been stuck there, bringing healing, bringing love, bringing light of the universe. Now it's moving down all the way into the abdomen and the lower abdomen, through the lower back, and then all the way down through the hips, the pelvis, into the legs, down into the feet and the toes. Now I'm going to bring that energy that's in your body and invite you to expand it out a little bit to fill up the whole of your aura that we cleansed. So imagine it being around you, about 1 meter around you, all the way, so that you're now lying, sitting or standing inside a ball of pure white light. And now I want you to connect in with the earth around you. So let's expand our white light about 1 mile wide into the landscape that surrounds us. And that includes going down deep into the earth, connecting like roots into the earth beneath you, feeling the texture of the moisture of the soil, but also the rock layers. I want you also to connect in with the air above you and the sensation of the air that surrounds you. I want you to connect in with the urban environment or the nature that surrounds you. The movement of the energy, whether you're surrounded by trees and the movement of the air through the leaves of the trees, or maybe the movement of the cars moving through the streets around you, or the people around you. Connecting with all the beings and the textures and the smells and the vibrations. And now I want you to come home to yourself again so that we can go on that journey to connect with our ancient ancestors. So start to draw your energy field all the way back to being inside your aura. So you're still inside that bubble, but just connecting up inside the aura now. Now you're going to draw it all the way back into your physical body. So you're going to remember where you begin and end again as a physical being. So you're a glowing being. And then draw that white light now all the way back into your mind's eye, imagining it right in the center, behind your eyes, between your ears, in a void, that little tiny white light. Now this white light wants to go on a journey for us to connect with our ancient ancestors. And so with that intention set clearly in our minds, that little white light connects to our body with a silver cord, but then it flies out of our heads like a kite leaving into the sky. As it leaves the room that we're in, the space that we're in, it's scooped up by a golden mist that surrounds us and protects us. And then it starts to take us to an ancient woodland. Across the environment that you live in, all the way to that ancient woodland, you may notice yourself flying across the urban environment, across the countryside, across rivers and roads. Maybe you're going quite far. Maybe you're going across mountains and valleys. Maybe you feel like you're moving through time as well as space. Through the portal into the old times, where we're going to land in an ancient forest. You start to see an ancient forest coming into view, and like an aeroplane descending, you start to gently float down into the ancient forest. And as you land in the ancient forest now, you feel your feet touch the earth, touch the ground beneath you. Perhaps you feel like you've landed on earth or leaves or rocks. Noticing the texture beneath your feet, pushing up beneath your feet. The first thing you also notice here is the smell of wood smoke on the breeze. And the sense of that wood smoke guides you in a particular direction into the forest. And you follow the smell of the wood smoke through the forest, along a pathway that people have walked before. Your ancient ancestors have walked before. And you look through the trees and you see a clearing a little way ahead of you, and you turn up into that clearing now. And in the middle of that clearing, you notice a round house, a very old round house made of sticks and mud and straw and thatched with a roof made of leaves, made of straw. You can see the smoke rising out of the very centre of the hut. There's a hole, like a kind of chimney in the middle of that round house. And you see a doorway and a flickering light. The light of the fire that's inside the round house. Now as you enter the round house, it's quite empty. You can't see very much. It's much darker than it was in the outside. And you see a stack of fuel next to the fire. And you throw some of that fuel onto the fire, and it makes the whole fire brighten the inside of the roundhouse, and you start to notice this place. Perhaps you notice how people lived in the old times, in the ancient times. Perhaps you notice their tools, or the objects they would have used to cook or eat their food with. Just noticing whatever shows itself to you in this light. And now you call for an ancient ancestor to come and be your guide. Calling your ancient ancestors, calling your ancient ancestors, calling your ancient ancestors. And one of your ancient ancestors steps forward. Perhaps they come through the doorway, or perhaps they're stepping out of the darkness in the roundhouse and you just didn't notice them before. So introduce yourself, explain who you are and why you're here. If you have a specific intention today to help, to ask for their help, then you can express that as well. And now I'm going to leave you with the ancestors for a little while to connect, to receive a message. Ask them about your gifts or for some healing, and I'll call you back in a little while. lineage, to heal any epigenetic wounds that we may have carried through. It might be something simple, or your question may bring more questions. Taking that information, the wisdom, the experience that you've gathered today on your journey back with you today. We thank our ancestor, we say goodbye, and we start to make our way back out of the forest to the place where we first landed. So if you're still in the roundhouse, then just walking out of the roundhouse. If you went on a journey within the journey, just making your way back to the roundhouse the way you went, and then back through the landscape of the ancient forest. Coming back to the place now where you first entered this forest, and you see the golden mist is there waiting for you. You step into the mist, and as you step into the mist, it starts to lift you up, and you feel yourself being pulled back towards your body. That silver cord that's connecting us to our body is pulling us home, is guiding us home. We're travelling across the landscape. We're travelling across the fields, the farms, the urban environment, the countryside, the rivers, the roads, the mountains, the valleys, all the way till you see the area where your body is resting. And you start to tune into the exact spot where you need to come home to yourself. You fly back into the building or the space that your body is resting. Through your crown chakra, back into your body, feeling yourself coming home, feeling yourself coming into your whole physical form again, wiggling your fingers, your toes, taking some delicious breaths of life-giving oxygen into the body. And now, as we come back, to give you the space and the time you need to process whatever came through, I'm going to close the sacred directions, and I want to remind you to make as much detail as possible of your journey so that you can review it and integrate it. If you need any support, then please get in touch. If you would like to share anything of your journey, I love so much to hear how you got on, the experiences that unraveled for you. It's also okay if you're having difficulty with any of this to get in touch, and maybe I can help you, assist you to find some ease with this practice, especially if you're new to this. And thank you to everybody that is subscribing and clicking the like button on this video, and also the channel, and for all of those who have chosen to donate. Thank you so much. This allows me to continue doing this really important work so that we can continue offering free ceremonies. Thank you. And I'm going to close the directions now before releasing us all to the rest of our day, our evening, whatever time you are. First of all, connecting in with the East, we want to thank our spirit friends in the East, the dawn, the rising sun, the fire element, the condor and the eagle, for helping us to see with clarity and taking our prayers and intentions into the heavens today. We thank you and release you. Aho. Connecting and thanking our friends in the south, the water, the flow of life, the warmth of the summer sun, and snake. Thank you so much for the unraveling you offer us. We release you from this ceremony today. Aho. Connecting with our friends in the west, the dusk, the setting sun, the earth, the fertility of life, we thank you. And we thank Mama Jaguar for protecting our medicine space and helping us to be brave today, when sometimes we need that bravery to see in the darkness. Thank you. We release you. Aho. Connecting with our friends in the north, the night, the bright moon shining the air, the clarity of thought, and our ancestors particularly today. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming through, sharing your wisdom, sharing your love, sharing your guidance. We're so grateful. We also thank Hummingbird in this space for helping us trust the journey that we're on, and to come home to the dreams we're daring to dream. We thank you and release you. Aho. Coming down to the earth now to tune into Mama Earth beneath our feet. We thank Mama Earth and all our earth relations for holding space for us in space. We thank you and release you. And we thank Father Sky and release you. And we thank Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, and the star nations, the cosmic realm relations, and we release you. And last of all, thank you, thank you, thank you, Great Spirit. You who have 1,000 names and you are still the unnameable one. You are the creative force that flows through all that is within us and around us. We thank you for the connection into the matrix of all that is so that we can understand our journey and travel with ease and grace on the path of the heart together to heal our hearts and to heal all our relations. We thank you and release you. And I thank you for joining me for this amazing ceremony where we connect in with our ancient ancestors. I hope you connected and I hope you got the messages, the healing that you needed today. And I look forward to seeing you in ceremony again very soon. Thank you.